Medina with the answer. Let's see it from the top. Needs a 703. Just a casual start. Beautiful second turn. Love the drift of the fins. I love that outline of the turn right there where he kind of took his pace, took his time. Goes up into the lip once more. A lot of setup work here right in the middle. And the wave got tricky. Goes flat and then speeds up all of a sudden, and that's when he starts attacking the lip once again. Busts the fins outside. That was more of a down hit. And then this finish was gorgeous right at the end.
Loving this performance. Fioravanti now on the next one. The Italian still leading over Sibling. Snap under the lip there, right in the pocket. And I just love his ability to change.
This is one of the coolest flags in the world. This is Leonardo Fioravanti, still competing against Morgan Sibilic for 19 minutes and 54 more seconds. Currently in the lead with a 7.5 and a 6.5. There has been some wild ramifications already this morning. We're at 12:15 local time. Leonardo looking like a man possessed.
And this morning when we showed up, one of the first...
Pretty cool that Andy has so many of those iconic moments. One of them happened right here at Barra de la Cruz in 2006.
Oh boy.
And you know, as a grommet, this guy was watching that event, dreaming that someday he'd be competing on this incredible wave. And here he is, Connor Coffin, loving Barra de la Cruz. This is a wave that suits his style, power, speed, and finesse perfectly. That right there.
Freeze that.
They actually made a statue out of it.
As we see live action, this is a big wave, important wave for Jack Robbo.
He needs a 6.58, 2 big turns out the back. Their quick setup there, he gets onto the open face. Almost tickling the rail with a grab right there, opts not to do that. Now he's speeding through this mid portion of the wave, setting things up. You know when Jack Robinson starts to coil, something big's about to happen. Deep bottom turn, big layback snap. Another opportunity on this inside section, and he's loving it. Was it
on it right now? That wave was very impressive. Out the back, clean. That was very Andy Iron-esque. 2006, that's the way Andy was surfing. Top to bottom, blasting his board through the lip.
So far, all the makings of a 6.58 at least.
Oh yeah, and then that cutback. I love how he tickled the rail. Just kind of held his line, clean, weighted, relaxed. And here, I thought that was going to be the last maneuver, but the wave gave him more. Went top to bottom again, and a third. Of course you claim that.
You need heat to the event. And it's still going with Frederico Morais and Iago Dora. 22 minutes on the clock. Frederico with a 7.5 and a 5.10 now. Looking to better that 5.10. Just getting word that Jack Robinson's last wave did not count, so now all eyes will be on the scoreline of Rio Waida as Frederico blasts this wave down the line. Solid finish there, quick combo, he likes it.
No doubt the best at that carving 3 maneuver in the world. Big hack for Italo with perfect timing and control. And now, even though Kelly was ripping, he's really just trying to put it away now. Kelly did fall in the second maneuver in the final minute. Ferreira hacks it. Drives through another inside wrap. Gets a little bit of a pace for that fading cutback. And we'll see how he plays with this end section. Nice little power hack for Ferreira. Drills it again. And when you see water going that high in the sky, is now going back about a decade ago in 2011. Late takeoff on the drop there for a wild card named Mateus Herdy. Beautiful carve. There's that vert straight into the tail high reverse. So smooth, it's like he's going for a frontside snap, and then he goes, flies into the sky. Wrapping away, super calm is Mateus in the non-priority heat with Jadson Andre. Fades into the double up. Nice big section to stay on.
Here with Kelly Carranza. We're in quarterfinal heat number 1.
Goodness.
David Silva versus Gabriel Medina. And right now, David Silva is taking your current Jeep leader to task. He needs a 5.52 to get in that top spot. So far, the only thing that has hindered his ability to get up into the excellent scoring range is the finishing maneuver.
Come on, David.
He's got more on this wave. I would say he has a slight edge in the speed department. And right there, the big finish. Card Mateus herdy. What a matchup. This wave right here, mind-blowing. David Silva is ripping.
Yeah, and I'm trying to find words to describe the surfing that he did on that outside section. Two big blasts. If you've just tuned in and haven't watched the previous heats from David, you'd be surprised, but actually we are not. Tail free through the midsection of the wave, or a section I should say, that usually falls asleep. And look at that giant blast, free falls. Yes.
And the waves, well, they're providing. As we see, he's kicking this off is going to be Leonardo Fioravanti. Beautiful style. He's got every trick in the book. Mainly relies on the strength of that big forehand carve. Straight up into the lip there. Solid fundamentals. Course for Leonardo. This wave just keeps giving him opportunities. He keeps driving down the line. Can he get the big finish? He does. That's how you want to start a heat, Calais.
Determined to compete like Owen Wright. He fell outside the top 20. Into this one now. Deep bottom turn and a healthy wrap for Jack Robinson. Well overhead on the takeoff. Still a solid wall. Lays the rail down. Big rebound section. Had the 6.83 to start. Still had the lead. Frederico's score came in out of 5. And the rookie on tour from WA winds up off the bottom. Clean vertical re-entry. Looking for one more over the float. Bottom drops out. Robinson still standing.
Something close to a 10 in that final, and here he is up and riding again.
Ferreira starting with a 6.6. What a blast. Italo drills it again. There's the lip that he crushes on the carve. Rapid fire surfing from Ferreira. Drives into another big section, not wasting any time. He'll shut that one down. Perfect surfing.
That Tijuca 1 year, just like Pedersen Crisanto did.
Big roll in and a big opportunity. Huge frontside punt. Mateus controls it on a massive section. Frontside grab, landed backwards, and had so much control he didn't spin into reverse. Now some down time to collect himself. Needs an 8.17. Nice big wall, setup wrap. Mateus off the lip, super strong. Crazy highline double up section. Now he'll throw up a huge frontside float and a calm glance to the judging panel.
Yeah, you claim that, boy. You claim that. Look at the size of this wave, and I told you he had a priority, and this could have been his wave. And look at the size of it. Goes for the big section at the beginning, goes to the 180, reverses it back, and even though there was a lot of downtime, and I mean a lot of downtime in between maneuvers, I just think you really have to reward the aggressiveness, how difficult that was, and the risk that was involved at the beginning of this wave. Finished it off well, too. Very patient, blows the tail right there. Smart decision right here, Joe. Didn't try to force anything, and then got the finish right at the end. I think this changes things.
Crazy commitment.
That's Kiramas 2.0 right there. You know, that's One Anwar at Kiramas, but we're just seeing Mateus herdy at Barra. Look at the size of it, Joe. Look at the beautiful bottom turn. You're talking about great technique, innovation, progression, and risk all in one.
That is unbelievable for a young wild card. He knew what he was telling us last night. He said, I have more to
Defay, who is in the primary heat. Let's see what Johanne can do on this one.
Answering back, Johanne Defay setting things up with that first turn. This wave starting to bowl out a little bit through the mid portion. Until she's kind of waiting, trying to see what this wave's going to do for her. Now it's starting to grow and run down the line. Some intensity And just, she seems like she's waiting for it. Now goes up in the lift. Big power snap to finish.
Still waiting for her first win. Bottom dropping out on Courtney Conlogue, but she stomps that takeoff. Already snapping it off the lip. The second one, perfect.
Oh.
Huge front side carve. Conlogue off to an incredible start. Great form once again for the Californian. Driving into another beautiful section. Spray still falling back down to the ocean surface from her last 2 turns. There's some backwash. That's going to make that end section incredibly challenging, and that'll take her down. That gives room for Carissa Moore. Overhead section. Drills the first hack, second turn. Straight up off the lip line. Right into a roundhouse cutback.
Man.
Beautiful arc once again. Uses that speed and just carves right back into the power source. There's the vertical for Riss. World #1 putting together an absolute Barra special. She'll stay up.
Took the bottom out of her. And look at this, Joe. Came in at a 9.5 for Carissa Moore. I think you have somebody who's judged a few events in the past up there. And they really appreciated what Carissa was able to do, connect the dots. This is how you surf Barra La Cruz, Joe. Textbook rail surfing. And Carissa just went to town on the inside, especially after having to expend a lot of energy. That wrap right there was the most difficult one out of all of them. Came completely...
Side finishing strong, and Tati Weston-Webb has been in command of this heat. Now, with an even bigger score on her last ride. How are you liking this backside approach? Goofy footers, it's always nice to see this kind of attack.
Yeah, second turn, so sharp. Just the timing here, set it up, a little quick, subtle stall, waiting for this wave to form up. What is that that method that she's doing right there? You saw her kind of midway through the wave, kick her tail down a little bit to wipe off some speed.
Lead from her a little bit, and we have the 7-time world champion currently in the lead, taking off on this wave. This could potentially be the last exchange. Nice clean carve for Steph. Beautiful looking wave, and pushing a little bit more water on that maneuver. And a third, you can see how the wave just keeps giving it to her. More and more sections. The gift that keeps on giving. Que regalo. What a gift.
Bronte McCulley just had a front row seat to a movie she did not want to watch, the Stephanie Gilmore show. Wisely kicking out right there.
Rail and managed to make it around that section. Stephanie Gilmore, on the other hand, really clean, powerful, in the pocket surfing. We know she's smooth, we know she's stylish, but just adding that element of aggression to her surfing, pushing a little bit harder on that maneuver. This is potentially going to be her best ride. Just really clean. Excellent wave selection, leaning a little bit on her back foot to slow herself down. Now, could it have gone excellent? I think so, but this section says
slay. And they've done that. Mateus herdy into the quarterfinals. Now back to the action in the lineup. Malia Manuel, 8-point ride. What a way to start.
Talking about slaying this Barra lineup, the young lady from Kauai, Reynos Hayes in her corner. So stoked to see Malia start off. Wave selection on point. Relaxed, top to bottom surfing. Pushing hard, but only when she needed to. That wave looked like it was going to barrel, and she decides to go up and through the lip, manages to ride on clean. Anyone in the world will be bummed about that, as we see Sally and Courtney having a look at it. Courtney says, darn it, I have to give way to Sally, who has priority.
Big snap for Sally Fitz. Nice bottom turn into an open face carve. Beautiful cut back there. Sally Fitzgibbons showing us a little bit more aggression than we're used to seeing, and I like it. Streaking down the line, looking for the big finish. Sets it up. This wave just keeps giving her opportunities with the big hair whip.
30 minutes on the clock. Riss Moore, Isabella Nichols trying to set up the start of this heat. Riss demands the pole position. Carved to start for the Hawaiian. Finds that wrap, bottom dropped out, recovered well. Clean vertical snap, wraps it. Board's looking incredible from Matt Biolis. Classic airbrush that she had when she was a little kid, brought that back. Arcs it with a lot of flow off the bottom. She crushes that beautiful power carve and jams it shut open.
Just based off of what we've seen, look at the replay here, Joe. Nice tempo, doesn't rush anything at the beginning, and then goes up into the lip right here when it steepens up. As critical as it gets, another beautiful carve. And then our water photographer has to duck dive under her so she can complete this ride at the end. I thought this was one of the most beautifully surfed waves we've seen all season long. No hiccups. That carve there was mental. She had to struggle against the backwash and then just blasted the last.
Both these athletes in the lineup. Steph Gilmore in the number 5 spot at the moment. We'll be seeing her at lower trestles in the Rip Curl WSL Finals. Gilmore now off the bottom, setting up a nice vertical over the roof. Snap to float into a gorgeous wrap. Nice finesse for Gilmore. Carve and just early to
you're kidding.
A wild end.
I could maybe match that, if not even go a little bit better. And great wave selection, and as I told you, under Tati's priority. Beautiful carve right there, but there's one bottom turn after this. Look at how long and drawn out that was. Just beautiful positioning on the rest of the wave after that bottom turn. Combos it up, love the pace, love the read, and this is where regular footers have an advantage in comparison to goofy footers, Joe. They can read